name is Lisa Keegan, and this week is all about vegetarian cooking in the Thermomix. Now, we are not vegetarian, however, it is amazing with the Thermomix how easy it is to find vegetarian recipes when you don't have meat in the fridge or freezer, the cost of meat is through the roof, or you've got people visiting that are vegetarian or possibly vegan as well. So I'm excited this week to inspire you with some recipes that are different to normal, and I hope that you'll give them a go and let me know what you think as well. So I'm going to today start with these cauliflower pockets. I'm not going to make the red cabbage salad, I'm just making the pockets, also because I've got an abundance of cauliflower at the moment. So can't wait to show you how easy this is. It does have parmesan in it, so it is not dairy free. It usually has cream. I'm skipping that out, and I am going to, instead of using, usually it uses pre-made pizza dough, I'm actually going to use puff pastry left over from a few weeks ago. So let's get cooking. I can't wait to show you this recipe. So first things first, into the machine, it is going to ask us to put in some Parmesan cheese. Not much, 30 grams or 1 ounce. So 1 is in ounces. If we're wondering, oh, how much do I buy? We multiply by 3 and add a 0, so 30 grams approximately. In that goes, and then we're gonna blitz this down. So we're gonna put on our lid. I'm not gonna talk over it. It's gonna take 10 seconds to make grated Parmesan cheese from this. Let's do that. I reckon it's done. Just by the sounds of that, you can hear, well, I can hear that it's done. So let's go next, transfer to a bowl and set aside. So easy, and smells absolutely amazing. A real cost saver, and especially if you can't do grated cheese because of the things they put on it to stop it sticking together that can often give people tummy aches. It's a great way to still be able to have your cheese grated. So let's go next. Okay, cauliflower cut into pieces. So I've just got my florets over here. You can see that they were starting to look a bit sad. I could cut that off, but don't let that stuff go to waste. We'll just eat it. In that goes. You need it big enough that, or not big enough, but small enough that it fits down the blade shaft. So that's too big, but that's fine. Okay, next, on with the lid. We're gonna mill this down. Not hugely fine, I don't think. It's just going up to speed 4, so it's dicing it a little bit. Speed 4 is our magic speed, so you'll do things like coleslaws and stuff on speed 4. Reverse speed 4 is our shredding. Speed 4 is quite a good speed for mixing and those sorts of things. Let me lift this up and show you. So it's given it a rough dice. There's a few chunks in there still, which my kids won't eat. So if this doesn't do another dice, I'll be doing a manual dice. Yeah, so it tells me to transfer aside. I'm just going to hit the back arrow and I'm going to go back to that step and do one more dice, because my kids, if there's a massive chunks, they're not going to eat it. And we want the kids to eat it. So next, transfer aside with the cheese. I'm going to just put it back in the bowl it came out of. I'd love to know, as you're watching, have you made this before? Is it something you've noticed and gone, oh, maybe I should? Love to know if this is something you have done before in your Thermomix. As I said, there's a few changes today I'll be making along the way. All right, that'll do. Next up, we're going to add into the machine, we have some yellow onions. Now, I don't know what they are, so I'm using purple onions. I thought that was a good safe bet, and they're only small ones. Next, it's got some garlic cloves. Next, and now it's got some olive oil. I've forgotten to bring that in with me, but I'll come back and add that in when I'm off camera because it's only 1 ounce. I'll do Jamie Oliver. You guys have seen me do that before, yeah? So I'll do that off camera. It's got 3 seconds at speed 5. My favorite part of the Thermomix is this chop. Watch this. This does not get old. Nearly 9 years with a Thermomix. The chopping is my favorite part. Scrape down the sides. I'm just going to show you that chop and hopefully not get onion eyes, because when you've got a Thermomix, you don't need to get onion eyes. Look at that, because it does it for you. All right, I've got to remember to add that olive oil later when we get to the next cook time. All right, what am I doing? Back. We need to add spinach. I don't have spinach. I've got, the onion, broccoli leaves. So I'm going to put those in. We've been growing broccoli, not very successfully actually. The broccoli part hasn't happened, but the leaves are all edible. All your brassica leaves are edible, so I'm using that instead. On goes the lid, and we've got a cook time now of 3 minutes at 250, which is actually about 120 on our, if we're doing it in an Australian version. and it's reverse slow speed. So we're going to spin that up. I'm going to return in 3 minutes. I'm going to do the mad dash in this time to go get that olive oil as well so that that doesn't get forgotten. And I'll see you in 3 minutes to show you how to finish off this recipe. So we'll see you shortly. Bye for now. Okay, so the cook time is done. We're just going to click on next and it says to go next. All right, now we add our reserved cauliflower into the mix. So what it's done in here is it's wilted those leaves down beautifully in there. You probably can't see, it's too dark. There's a bit of light there. So it's wilted those down and then just wondering if I need to chop them down further. This is a brand new recipe to me. What I'm thinking is at the moment they're quite chunky. I put them in really large. I can't recall if it said it wanted spinach shredded. So I'm just going to jump out of the recipe. I'd rather not end up with big sheets of spinach or broccoli leaves in my case because the kids will balk at it. But if they're smaller, they'll eat it. So just going to spin this up. I'm just going to give it a chop in there to try and make sure there's no big massive chunks for the kids. Give us a second. That sounds consistent. So what I'm looking for there is a consistent sound that actually tells me that it's chopped evenly down. There we go. All right, so now we are going to add to it. It says reserved chopped cauliflower. And by the way, it all looks beautifully diced now. So that's what I want. So cauliflower, in we go. Cheese, in we go. Then we're gonna add to it a couple of more ingredients. Now it says cream. I'm gonna skip the cream out just because I don't have any. Okay, so you know what? It's going to have eggs in it. That will be my binder. It'll be perfectly fine without. Some nutmeg I don't have in here. We're going to go without. So 3 large eggs that I've got. Then I think we've got some salt and some pepper. So that's up the back here. Salt and pepper in. Not too much salt. I know I just did a fair bit, but the reason I say not too much salt is because the parmesan throws a saltiness to it as well. And pepper. And now we're actually complete. Now I have made a few changes to this recipe coming up. So shortly you'll see it's going to ask us for, just put my lid back on, the pizza dough. And as I made mention already, I am going to instead add or use puff pastry leftovers. Tell you in a second. So the other week we made vanilla slice, and you remember I cut off the ends to make it fit my tin. These are the ends that have been in the freezer. So all I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to, or I have, cut 6 rounds. This normally makes 8, but I figured I could just generously push them up and then close them over. So it says if there's too much liquid, which there might be or might not be on your mix, mine looks pretty good. Look at that. Does that not look beautiful? I can't wait to see if the kids eat it. I hope they do. They're usually not too bad. So now we're just going to be putting this in. It says 2 tablespoons into it. And we're going to fold over the tops a little bit or fold them up if I need to support more liquid in there. The other thing is if there is extra liquid in the bottom, of course, you can just leave it behind as you scoop it. Don't feel like you've got to take it with you. And then, so maybe I do need more puff pastry. This is literally all I've got though, so I'm just going to use what I've got. With the leftover, I will probably make some pizza dough and make some pockets with it. Because with a Thermomix, of course, it's 2 minutes to make pizza dough, right? So it's really not a big deal to be able to whip up some of that ourselves. So, filling these up, leaving that liquid behind if there's any massive liquid in the bottom. I've got a little bit, not much. And then, I guess the other thing is your muffin tray may have more capacity than mine does. Mine's just a standard muffin tray. So you may find you can fit more in that way as well. But let's just show you how to finish this off. Next, smells amazing. So this is where it tells you to use your store-bought pizza dough, roll it out, make pockets. It says 8 rectangles, fill them up and bake 18 to 20 minutes at 200 degrees. So with these, I'm just going to fold over the tops and pinch them together. So they have a little bit of a point at the top because they are squares. And then I'm going to give it a little spray with some olive oil. That'll brown the top and help it go nice and crispy. Don't take too long with this step though, because what will happen is puff pastry is made up of butter. It'll melt on the bottom. And of course, when it melts in the bottom, you won't get your puff underneath very well. It'll just be a soggy pastry base. So these will take 18 minutes, 20 minutes the most, depending on your oven, in a 200-degree oven to finish off. And then lunch is served, or dinner, whatever you want to use it for. So, have you tried these? Are you going to try them? When you do try them, I would love to answer any questions you've got, and I'd love to support you to get the most out of your Thermomix. So I hope you're enjoying the videos that I'm bringing to you. Do share them with your friends and family who need the ease that Thermomix brings. This week is all vegetarian, so if you do have vegetarian friends and family, share them with them. You know, even if you're not vegetarian, you can save so much money eating vegetarian style. So, you know, come along for the ride, learn these skills so that you are confident with your Thermomix and you can keep getting more and more out of your Thermomix investment. If you want to get a Thermomix on your bench, reach out. If you're in Australia, I'd love to support you to get one. There's generous gifts from Thermomix in Australia, and I'd love to make sure you get the very most out of your Thermomix. So otherwise, guys, I'm going to put these in the oven. Enjoy looking at the photos at the end. And take care, and I will see you for the next video soon. So thanks for joining me today. Lisa here.